Do you realize we spent decades teaching people that memorizing information made you valuable? Go to school, learn information, repeat information, get rewarded. But AI just broke that entire model because now the internet doesn't just store knowledge, it can generate it instantly. And most people still think their value comes from knowing things. That's the most dangerous part. The workforce is quietly splitting into two groups right now: people who can translate intelligence into action and people who only consume information. Average knowledge is collapsing in value, and almost nobody is emotionally prepared for what that actually means. So today I want to show you the real shift happening beneath the AI hype and why the future belongs to translators and not experts. So most people believe if I just learn enough, I'll stay valuable. That used to be true. But in 2026, raw information is everywhere. Cheap, instant, infinite. The bottleneck is no longer access to knowledge. The bottleneck is, can you think? Can you adapt? Can you communicate? Can you turn chaos into clarity? That's where the value moved. The people winning right now are not necessarily the smartest people in the room. They're the people who can ask better questions, translate complexity, use AI as leverage, learn faster than systems change, and make decisions under uncertainty. That's a completely different skill set than traditional people trained for. And honestly, that realization scares a lot of people because many workers built their identity around being knowledgeable or subject matter experts. But knowledge is no longer a rare commodity. Applied intelligence is. So we're looking at the collapse of average knowledge. There was a time when knowing how to build spreadsheets made you valuable. Then everybody learned spreadsheets. Then spreadsheets became expected. Now AI can build them for you. That happens to every skill eventually. The market rewards scarcity. Then systems absorb the skill. Then the value shifts upward again. We are watching that happen in real time with knowledge work. Think about it like this. A person can now generate reports, summarize meetings, write emails, analyze PDFs, build presentations, create marketing copy, research competitors, brainstorm a strategy, all in just seconds. So what becomes valuable? Judgment, taste, decision-making, systems thinking, communication, leadership, context. The human layer moves upward. That's the shift. And this is where most people make the fatal mistake. They become consumers of AI instead of builders with AI. They binge prompts, watch tutorials, scroll LinkedIn, consume AI news, but they never build capability. That's like watching gym videos for a year and never touching a weight. The market doesn't reward awareness, it rewards applied leverage. So the highest value people over the next decade will not just be the technical people. It'll be translators, people who can understand problems, communicate clearly, bridge humans and AI systems, simplify complexity, extract signal from noise, and make AI useful in real environments. That's what an AI translator actually is. Not a coder, not a guru, not an influencer, a translator. Someone who can walk into confusion and create clarity. And companies are already rewarding this quietly. Not because they care about AI, because they care about leverage. If one employee can suddenly do the work of three, that changes everything. So let's look at 3 workflows every office worker should learn. So workflow 1, meeting intelligence. So record meeting notes, drop them into ChatGPT. Ask it to summarize key decisions, identify risks, create follow-up tasks, draft stakeholder email, create executive summary. Most people stop at summaries. Translators create the action system after. So the second workflow is for strategic thinking. Instead of asking, write this for me, act as a senior operations strategist and identify bottlenecks, hidden risks, process inefficiencies, executive blind spots, and opportunities for automation. AI becomes a thinking partner instead of a vending machine. Huge difference there. Then the third workflow is learning compression. So take PDFs, policies, training docs, meeting manuscripts, or transcripts. Ask AI to explain it at a 6th grade level, create analogies, create flashcards, build action checklists, identify the most important 20%. This turns overwhelm into operational clarity fast. And here's the craziest part. Most people think AI is still mainly about writing emails faster. No, AI is becoming a cognitive leverage. That's the real disruption. The workers who understand this early are going to look superhuman compared to average workers in the next 3 to 5 years. Not because they're geniuses, because they adopted. And I want to say something important here. If you feel overwhelmed by all of this, you're not behind. Most people are still asleep to this shift entirely. The goal is not to become a tech wizard. The goal is to become adaptable, curious, strategic, calm under certainty. That is the real competitive advantage now. The future does not belong to people who memorize the most. It belongs to people who can continuously translate change into action. This is why I created AI Translators Code. Not to create fear, not to create hype, but to help regular people understand the new rules before they get blindsided by them. Because the world is changing whether people emotionally accept it or not. And the people who learn to think clearly during transition periods historically become incredibly valuable. So if this video helped you see the shift differently, subscribe. Because every week on this channel, we break down the real workforce changes happening underneath all the headlines and translate them into practical survival skills for regular people. You're not powerless in this transition, but you do need to adapt. And honestly, the people willing to learn right now are going to have a massive advantage later. See you in the next one.